To this video. In this video, what we will discuss is how to develop a simple Apache Camel project with a Spring Boot. So before going to the development, let's get a brief idea about what is a Camel in a framework level. So if you go to the Apache Camel website, it is telling Apache Camel is a versatile open source integration framework based on the enterprise integration patterns. So basically, what we will why we use Camel is let's say there are many components are there in the real world. If you can see that there is a web service is there is a TV components, and there are sometimes you want to put some messages in the queue as well. So those we call it as external elements of the components. So basically, Camel we use it for to connect between or integrate those components in our application. Let's say in my work, like day-to-day work, right, as I'm a Camel developer, Apache Camel developer. The one main example is what I can take is, let's say I need to run some queries and put the entire data into the one file. So these kind of operations are very easy with the Apache Camel framework. So basically, we just need to write a simple route which runs a query. The from will be a select query, and once we have the data, and we just need to write it into the file. So that kind of easiness comes with the Apache Camel framework. So let's start with how to start a project from the Spring Boot IO website. So basically, go to the Spring Boot IO website. Start at spring.io. So in this website, basically it's a UI to create a Spring Boot projects. Here we select this 2.5.2. Let's put our example as a demo. Camel demo. Artifact name. Basically, the group name is like the project name or the company name. Usually, that is what the standard that we have to follow. And the artifact name is what is the class name or the main application name or the jar name that comes out of this application. So it's better. It's a good option to follow these standards. That means to put the package like company name or the application name or the project name in the group tag, and the artifact tag we need to put what is the application that we are developing, and the jar name that comes out of this project. So that standard we need to follow. It's always good to follow that standard. And packaging by default will select as a jar itself, and will select the Java version as 8. And in order to make this project as a Camel project, let's add a Camel dependency, and let's generate the file. Basically, this generates the Apache Camel project with the Spring Boot as a core framework. So let's go to our Eclipse and let's import that project. Existing project. Basically, let's unzip it. So this is our project, Camel demo. This is our project, as you can see, right? The project is downloaded, and this is a structure that you should also see. That means you should see the source main Java and source main resources, and there will be application.properties file, and there will be the Java libraries and the Maven libraries that it got downloaded. So this is a project that you should see when you downloaded a Camel project or a Spring Boot project. So basically, when we download the project, we will get a main application, Spring Boot main application, and let's run it and see how whether it is running perfectly or not. And one more thing is, if you're running for the very first time, there will be a lot of dependencies that will be downloaded in the background. So you will give it a 2 or 3 minutes, so your project will be ready by that time. Yeah, our project runs without any issues now. So let's start implementing the Camel routes. So as I said, a Camel is basically an integration framework where we can send some data from one route to the another route. Basically, route we call it as endpoints. So basically, we can send data from one endpoint to the other endpoint. And here you can imagine as an endpoint, like one endpoint is a DB and other endpoint is a ActiveMQ. So you want to take the data from the DB and put into the ActiveMQ so that some other consumers or some other users can use it, or other application also can use it. So basically, first we will change this package name. I don't like this package name. Simple is better. Yeah. So now we have our main application in this class, and as we know, our main application working fine without any issues. Let's develop a simple camel route. New class demo camel route, and also we will change this package also. We will follow the standard structure where our main class is in this package and all our subclasses or in the other packages, sub packages. And we will just click finish. Don't put the main. Okay, this is our class. Okay, and here in order to start writing the camel routes, that means the from and other endpoints, so we need to extend this class. We need to extend a class which is route builder, and this is an abstract class. So when you extend it, it will ask for an method implementation. Just click on that, and this is a method that we need to implement. And in this method you can start writing your routes. Let's try to put some simple first. Simple output. This is the route. Okay, now we have a route configured, like camel route configured, and let's start running this project and see whether our application is working fine or not. Oh, we don't get any issue. So what is the issue here is basically when you as it is a Spring Boot project and we have this demo camel route in the sub package of the main package. So basically we need to make it as a component which will create a bean of this class, and it will maintain in the Spring application context. So whenever the application is trying to use it, so whenever the Spring Boot trying to look for this camel, whenever the Spring Boot is scans for components of the bean classes, it will look for this demo camel and it will create a bean and it will maintain in the application context bean factor basically. So now let's try to execute this project again. Yeah, here you can see, right, this is the route. It got printed from the configure method. So basically don't forget to add this add component when you created a route, and when you want to scan it or you want to create a bean from the Spring Boot project. So now let's try to develop a simple route, and as we know, right, is basically most of the routes the starting point is from, and here we need to put an endpoint, and here and there are quite a lot of endpoints are there. One is a 2 and there is a log which you can use it to print a message. So basically we will create our application just a from and the log. So basically we'll start from something and end it using the log. We'll print something here. Let's print something. This is a simple camel route. And from basically can be anything. Either it can be like SQL query, it can be a queue like ActiveMQ or JMS queue, and even it can be a file component. So basically for a simplification we will use a timer component. Timer is basically component which camel framework contains. Basically what timer does is it tells how many times or at what time this route should execute, or how many times this route should execute. So those kind of operations that we can mention in the timer. So timer, basically how we can define is enter timer. This is the keyword that we need to mention, and after that we need to mention our timer, and we can put simple demo timer, demo timer, demo timer. So this is a timer. So but if you just keep it like this, it will not work. So we need to tell, we need to put a time, or we need to tell how many, like there are quite a lot of components are there. If you see this one, right, there are properties are there. There are around 13 parameters, like there are delay, fixed rate, period, repeat count, exception handler. So basically if you see the delay, right, delay means basically when this route should trigger, should trigger, so that before that it will give a delay. So if we give 1 minute, so it will wait for 1 minute, then it will trigger this route, and this we can see this log. For now, for the simplification, we will use this repeat count. This parameter, basically what it tells is run this route how many times. So how we can mention is repeat count equal to 1. So basically what this application will does is it will run this route only one time. So if you put 2, it will run 2 times. If you put 3, it will run 3 times. So we don't want that, right? Like let's say if you are putting some data into a database, we don't want to run, like we don't want to put the same data again and again. So that's why all our application majority it will be only once majorly. So yeah, let's put it as 1 and check whether it is working fine or not. Oh, it is not working. Okay, there is a problem. So what is the problem is, first thing is Camel, the JVM, right? JVM will not be up and running when the Camel application. So we need to tell the JVM keep on running while our application is running. That is the one thing. There are few commands that we need to copy paste. Yeah, we need to enter. These are the commands. Copy paste. So basically what we need to tell the Spring Boot to keep on running. So that means the JVM will not be terminated when the application is running. So just use this command camel.springboot on main run control equal to true. And if you run our application now, yeah, see, now we have a output successful response. Okay, this is a simple project, like where we can this is a simple camel demo route where we just printed some log, but there can be anything. It can be some complex business logic as well. But there is also one more problem is there here. As you can see it, the application is not stopping. So recently even I have encountered an issue, like we have pushed our project into the UAT environment, but the project was not automatically getting terminated. Even after all the process got successfully completed, the project was not getting terminated. It was keep on running. That means even though there was not running anything in the backend or anything in the code side, it was still in the running state. So in order to terminate this project, we need to add a simple property file, properties, which is this one, camel spring boot duration max idle second. So basically what this said is, if our project is not doing anything for specific amount of time, that and if you want to specific amount of this time, it will automatically gets terminated. So in this case we have this max idle seconds as 20. That means if our application is idle for 20 seconds, it will get terminated and our application will be terminated. So we have uncommented this, and let's try to run this. As you can see here, right, here the application whatever we run last, it is still not at close. Let's terminate it manually and let's rerun it. Our application is successfully completed. That means we are able to print this this is simple camel route from our route, and we are just waiting for our application to be terminated. It should be terminated after 20 seconds of this time. Yeah, you can see, right, we have reached the max idle seconds, so the application got terminated. So this is how you develop a simple Apache Camel program using Spring Boot. And also one more thing is you can also run this application through the command prompt. Basically, yeah, let's check that one quickly. Go to this project folder and just open the command prompt here, and if you want to build, if you want to clean and install, you can do that. I'll just do the maven clean. Yeah, and as it is a Spring Boot project, right, we have a command to run a Spring Boot project, which is maven Spring Boot -run. So let's hit this command and see whether our application works fine in the command prompt as well or not. Yeah, you can see, right, our application is successfully worked. That means we are able to print the log from the route. And let's wait for the application to get submitted. And one more thing is, if you want to run a Spring Boot application or the Maven application specifically, in the command prompts you need to have your Maven to be set up as an environment variable. Yeah, as you can see, right, our application also got successfully terminated. Yeah, this is how you can start a Camel project and run it via Eclipse and via command prompt. Let's before concluding the session, let's quickly look into the form of this project and see what are the dependencies that it downloaded. Here you can see, right, as we know, like all our for every Spring Boot project, the parent is already configured by the Spring Boot starter parent, and specifically for the Camel, as we selected a dependency as Camel project, the Apache Camel Spring Boot starter dependency got added here, and there is a simple test dependency